Hey folks, welcome back to Pokemon Y. We're here in the Lumiose City Pokemon Center, and we are about to head off to the north, up to Route 4. I think it's 4. Pretty sure it should be 4. But before we go into Route 4, this NPC has a little something to say to us. So, she's a journalist and is in fact Viola's older sister. And she has a really fantastic item to give us to celebrate our defeating of her sister. It's the experience share. Now, she kind of briefly explains what it does there, but if you're a veteran of the series, you might just be mashing through and not actually pay attention. But the experience share works differently in Gen 6 compared to the first 5 gens. Anyway, here we are, Route 4, Parterre Way. Parterre, if I remember correctly, refers to basically this style of gardening, of landscaping. It's very controlled, kind of geometric style. It was used at, French palaces back when fancy French people were doing their fancy French person thing. And this very kind of meticulously designed style kind of shows a dominance over nature, a control over nature that humans have. And then the romantic movement started, and they were like, man, screw that. But you can still see a lot of these kind of gardens in various places around France, especially castles. Anyway, back to the experience share. A little brief history of the experience share. In Gen 1, it was known as the Experience All, and the Experience All took the experience that you gained from a given battle and distributed it evenly across all of the different team members that you had in your party at the time. So, I believe it didn't matter if you participated or not, or if the particular Pokemon participated or not. It received the same amount of experience as everyone else. This was changed in Gen 2. It was renamed the Experience Share, and it became a hold item, because hold items didn't exist in Gen 1. And the Pokemon holding the Experience Share would receive 50% of the total experience gained, and the Pokemon that actually participated would receive 100%. I think is how it worked. So it's kind of spontaneously created experience for people to indulge in. Now, here in Gen 6, they shifted things up a bit, and now it's kind of a mix of the two. It is called the Experience Share, but operates more like the Experience All. And now, everybody in your party will receive 50% of the experience that you would normally get from a given battle. And any Pokemon that participates in the battle itself, I believe, receives 100%. So, for example, in this battle against a Corphish, Robin will receive 100% of the experience that you would normally get from fighting a level 10 Corphish. Okay, I was worried that was a mud slap. I wasn't paying attention. And Vivi will receive 50% of the usual yield. Now, that's reasonable enough. It's basically on par with what the experience share did in Gens 2 through 5. But when you have a full party, you're essentially creating this huge pool of experience that just did not exist before. Let's say the participating member gets 100%, and then about 2.5 times that amount of experience just is spontaneously created and given to everyone else in the party. Let's get rid of Growl. I have a feeling we're not going to use that much. So, this is a huge shift in how the experience share works. And basically, it makes things so much easier to keep your party more or less evenly leveled. And it's even easier to get a weaker Pokemon up to the level you want them to be at. And essentially, it allows you to be a lot more flexible with your team. You can change up your team a lot more frequently. Or you can just kind of have a weaker Pokemon or two tag along, and you can raise it passively and not even have to worry. Pearl Fountain, or Perle, I don't know. I didn't look up the French for that. I didn't realize it was here. I'm assuming it's Pearl just because it has a Clamperl there, and they sound similar. So, not sure why there's a Clamperl here. It's not really close to the ocean. Anyway, that was a long-winded explanation of the experience share, but basically, it's really, really powerful. It makes the game a lot more flexible, but also a lot easier, I would say. I'm going to keep it turned on. You can turn it off at any time, but I'm going to keep it turned on, just because I do want to kind of meet the game on its own terms, and it gives it to you automatically, turns it on automatically, and encourages you to use it, basically. So I would like to, take the game at its word and try it out and see how it does. Anyway, I was doing a lot of pecking there, but I'm pretty sure Tackle's actually stronger at this point. Anyway, you may have, speaking of experience, you may have noticed that Robin is now receiving a boosted amount of experience. And if you're really paying attention, hold on, let's watch carefully when Robin enters the battle here. Ooh, mirror match, good. Alright, watch carefully. So you can see she shook a little from side to side there. So I've been secretly using a little mechanic off screen, and ooh, that was dangerous. And I think after this battle I'll briefly go over it, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's kind of a time waster. But there is a new mechanic introduced in Gen 6 that starts out as just a neat little time waster. And if you really put the time in, it can be really, really, really powerful. Like, my first time through, I didn't realize how powerful it is. Alright, so direct your attention to the bottom screen, please. And this is a little something called the Pokémon Amie. Also, you can see down there, that Froakie. That's Colin's Froakie. Don't know what it's doing there. Yep, hi there. So the Pokémon Amie, it's a pun on the French mon ami, which means friend. It's essentially like a Pokémon petting simulator. And you can use the touchscreen to pet your Pokemon in different places. And if you pet it in the right place, it'll get a bunch of hearts. If you pet it just in regular places, you'll get a heart or two. You can feed these things called Pokepuffs to them. And they'll have a bunch of hearts. And they'll love you. And then you can also play mini games with them. Whoop, sorry, whoops. You got disappointed there, sorry. And by playing mini games, you can earn more of these Pokepuffs. So I apologize for my poor aim. I'm trying to do this while not actually looking at the screen, so that I'm pointing at the mic properly. But so, basically this is a game, a mini game, that allows you to build up a stat called Affection. And Affection, which is different from Happiness, is a stat that has certain passive benefits for your Pokemon. I think it goes through 5 different stages or something. Anyway, let's exit out. And at the first stage of Affection, it will gain boosted experience, like Robin is currently. And I think as it goes up the levels, I don't know. What is Robin doing? Did you see that? Watch this. That's weird. I didn't realize that. Okay. I think at like high levels of affection, you can get like boosted critical hit rates. It's pretty powerful. Totally unnecessary. It just adds boosts over the mechanics that already exist. So if you find the games easy already and have for the first 5 generations, you probably don't need to deal with this added mechanic to make it even easier for you. But so yeah, in between recording sessions, I was playing around with the Pokémon Amie, and raising up that affection, just so that we could show off some of the mechanics that happen there. So what I foresee is that Pokémon Amie combined with the experience share is going to make the game kind of really easy in certain parts. We'll see how it goes. I don't want this game to be a total cakewalk, but on the other hand, I do want to try out these mechanics and show off these mechanics. And yeah, there's your 3 Burmy forms. Now I'm letting Robin kind of take the lead on this route, because Robin does have an evolution coming up quick, and I feel like maybe Vivi was hogging the spotlight a bit. So at the very least, I'm gonna raise Robin up to that evolutionary level before switching out to Vivi. And you can see it doesn't quite make everybody, the experience share doesn't quite make everybody level up at the same rate. You do still have to kind of swap around a little bit. Because Robin is definitely gaining levels faster than Vivi. But it certainly makes things easier. Anyway, here in an area like Parterre Way, I found that roller skates are actually kind of annoying. Trying to scoot through narrow passageways like that while on roller skates, it's tough. Anyway, the trainers on this route, I haven't really even had to say much about them. There's not much to them. They've got a lot of, unevolved Pokemon. A couple that you've seen before, a couple that you haven't. I mean, it wouldn't be unreasonable, I think, for me to just skip all these trainers and I'd be fine. But for the sake of completion. Oh, and I did want to point something out that I like about these Gardener. Is that their trainer class? Yeah, Gardener Grover here, who have chainsaws. At first, I thought it was weird that they have Corphish. It's like, why would Gardeners have a water-type Pokemon? That's weird. But then I thought about it a little bit, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I have the image of Corphish using its pincers as, like, hedge loppers or hedge trimmers to cut plants with. Even if that's just a cute image, I don't know if that's what they were going for. Anyway, this guy promised information about these Parterre Gardens, right? Geometric gardens. I like Parterre better. Alright, you'll notice that I've been basically avoiding all these flowers. So So I mentioned when we were on Route 20 whatever, 22? I don't remember. I believe I talked about the game designers using different encounter tables for different kinds of grass. And this is the introduction to that mechanic. You can see there were yellow flowers and red flowers, and screw you, Pichu, you make me angry. So the yellow flowers and the red flowers here have pretty similar encounter tables, but with one key difference. All the different flowers have Flabébé available in them. You'll recall Flabébé, again, from that previous Route 20 whatever. But the color of Flabébé that you will commonly find in a given flower patch, and I'm going to switch to Vivi for this, will vary based on the color of flower that you have. So Flabébés on red flowers will be more common in red flower patches, and the same goes for yellow in yellow. And then you'll very rarely find, like, I think white Flabébé. That's like a 1% chance of finding those in any flower patch. Flail? Ew. I don't want flail. Man. Robin's still not ready to evolve. Let's do some quick healing. Hope we can get this done before we finish up this route. I feel like we should be able to. There's another gardener here. Hello, gardener. I do like that they have the small touch of, yes, there are gardeners maintaining this meticulous, over-designed style of garden. It's not just naturally occurring. Alright, is that the last trainer? I think it is. Golly, alright, no evolution this time. Oh well. We'll get there, we'll get there. So, one thing that I know I am missing on this route is that there are, I think, 3 different invisible jars of honey. Like sweet honey, like from Gen 4, just kind of hanging around here. I don't know where they are, and I don't have the dowsing machine, so I'm just gonna leave them and then forget about them and never come back for them. Cool? Cool. Anyway, meet these 2 folks. Yes, I was talking at length about Flabébé a bit earlier. And this is your formal introduction to the fairy type. They don't actually explain anything about the type matchups, but they do explain that it has type matchups. Anyway, let's head into this little transition spot here. Ooh, nice. That is something that I should give to Robin, like, post-haste. Alright, we're going to teach this to EM, and then we'll wrap up the episode. And actually, I could give it to both Vivi and Robin, I think. Yeah, let's replace Tackle. So, like in Gen 5, which is a great mechanic, TMs are multi-use. You can use them as many times as you want, so you don't have to be stingy. And you can just teach Return to everybody, which I think is basically what I do every time I play this game. Alright, we'll take things on with the power of friendship. Alright, so that wraps things up for this episode. And next time we will head into Lumiose City, the largest city in Kalos. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.